I think he's, he's been very steady. He's intent on making sure that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Israel has done an amazing job to control the skies. We have one facility. It would be hard to Israel to hit without our help. We'll see what the president does, but I've never felt better about the end of the Iran nuclear program. It's very close, and the world will be better off for it. So either you want them to have a nuclear weapon or you don't. And if you don't, if diplomacy fails, you use force. So if you don't understand that Iran with a nuclear weapon is the biggest danger in the world, you're missing a lot.
So first off, I trust President Trump will do the right thing. We know that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I'm very appreciative of what the Israelis have done to try to demolish the scientific leadership and the military forces in Iran. And look, here's what we know about President Trump. Here's a guy, we watched what he did his first 4 years. He's the one who go to war. He wants to defend the freedom of this country. So I'm sure he'll make the right decision. Well, when they get a nuclear weapon, they've already said they're death to America. So they'll use a nuclear weapon. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you care about the freedom, you care about your own life, you want to be thankful that this president has been such a strong supporter of Israel and has allowed Israel to go forward and do what they should be doing, and that's to destroy Iran's capabilities.
American foreign policy is always a balance between values and interests. The value here is obvious to everyone. Iran cannot have a bomb. It's just unthinkable, and I support the president unconditionally on that. The interest part, you have to weigh cost and benefits to determine whether you can achieve your values. And we don't. I mean, I don't want to overstate this. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but you cannot go to the should part until you understand the could. And I don't know how much of that President Trump will be willing to share with us. He's sharing more and more, but he's got to be careful.
Leave it up to the president as to whether or not it is necessary to take additional use. The Israelis, when they went into Iran, they had a plan. We'll follow and see what their plan is. I presume that they're sharing that with the administration, but we'll wait and see what the administration decides. I think Israel comes into the plan knowing full well that until they have completely eliminated the threat of a nuclear Iran, they're not going to stop. How that happens is yet to be determined. If Israel has a plan which is appropriate to take care of the problem, then we don't need to be there. But we should never take out or eliminate options that are available to the president in exercising his authority as the commander-in-chief.
That element of surprise, if you will, is maintained by an answer that doesn't tell you what he's going to do. It'd be crazy for the president to give a warning, if you will, of what he may do. It's just as well to keep him wondering. Iran's made that really crystal clear. They've pledged to wipe out the United States of America. I'd prefer not to let them get here. We thought we were going to stay out of World War II, and suddenly the Japanese came to the United States. We thought we were going to stay out of the war on terror, and they took down a couple of trade towers in New York, the Pentagon, and in a crash in Pennsylvania. We thought we'd stay out of World War I for that matter, and Americans started dying on ships. I prefer preemptive prevention of war rather than having to end one after it gets to our soil.